When communicating with the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, it is important to know 3 things. Number 1, if you want to know something, ask them. Fire signs are not the types to overanalyze or try to read between the lines, and they absolutely don't spend their time trying to manage someone else's emotions. So if you're in a relationship with them, you may find yourself at one time or another saying to them, "Why didn't you tell me that?" And then them saying to you, "You never asked." So if you find yourself wondering why they didn't share a certain piece of information with you, just know that it isn't because they don't care about you, and it isn't because they don't want to share the information. They are the types that if they want to know something, they will ask the person, and they have no problem doing so. So naturally, they operate in a way of thinking that if someone wants to know something, they will ask them. Now, this doesn't mean that they're quiet or reserved in any way, which brings me to number 2. They can be painfully direct. And by this I mean, if you do ask them their opinion, or even in some instances, when you don't ask them their opinion and they give it to you anyway, be ready for that opinion to be served without any sugarcoating. They will tell you exactly what they think. And this is important to know, because if you feel like their delivery is insensitive or abrasive, just know that the intention is not to hurt you. The intention is to be honest. So if you're in a relationship with them and you are the sensitive type, it will be very useful to have a conversation with them, explaining to them how to better communicate with you in terms of taking your feelings into consideration. They are for sure capable of making adjustments, but this is why communication is so important. Don't just expect that because you are the type of person that is in a consistent state of wondering how your words are affecting someone else, that they are that way as well. And number 3, they can tend to exaggerate information for dramatic effect. Fire signs are very expressive, so if you are listening to them tell a story and you are thinking, wait, there wasn't 50 people in that room, there was only 5. Just know that they aren't pathological liars. They're just having a good time telling the story. So if you are in a relationship with them and they say something to you or about you that you feel like is inaccurate, or if they just say something that triggers you, before you get angry and make a judgment call about them and the relationship, just ask them to clarify. And a good way to ask them is to say, "Hey, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, what did you mean by that? Because I'm not sure exactly how to process the information." They will clarify with accuracy if you ask, and this will save you from an emotional reaction based on what they initially said, and it will also save the two of you from a phase of disconnect because you took the time to communicate for clarity. So overall, when you are communicating with a fire sign, the worst thing you can do is take things personally. If you get triggered by something that they say or how they're saying it, make sure to communicate for clarification. Get to the root of what they're saying, and more times than not, you will realize that it's nothing personal. You will also realize much of the time their fiery expression is just a release of a fleeting thought that isn't that deep. So if you are dating a fire sign or in a relationship with them, especially for those of you that are water signs or earth signs, it's important to know that their style of communication is different than yours. So before you jump to conclusions, communicate for clarification. Because remember, more than attraction, more than sexual compatibility, and more than just having things in common, the true key to a successful, long-lasting relationship is communication. And in order to effectively communicate, we have to understand and embrace each other's language. I hope you all found the information useful. If you did, please don't forget the baby tap. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Thanks so much for taking the time to come and hang out with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.